Good morning, Holly.
Good morning.
I don't see my face on here. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I do not either, but we will see what we can do about it.
Let's see. Let's try this.
I just hit a ask to,
I just did that. Okay,
you're there.
cool.
Oh,
So, how is every little thing?
we're fine. How about yourself, Mr. McAfee?
It's fine.
Just fine. We see who else we got coming here.
I see my cousin there in the corner.
Yep.
Morning, Karen.
That I don't know. She's leaving.
Holly, can you hear me?
Yes.
So Jason's trying to get on, but not really sure. I don't think there's a camera on the computer in there. And he's, I think, going to transfer it over to his phone, so.
Okay. All right. We'll wait. We'll wait for him. We still have a bunch more people who need to get on.
Yeah.
Karen, tell him he could try the computer again. I thought I saw something that we could use. Karen, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Tell Jason maybe to try the computer again. I think I saw he was on briefly and then left.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might just be audio. I don't think you would have to have a visual anyway, but, because I think he was trying to connect on just by using that computer, so he might have to do that.
I may log in with my phone and just hold it up that way.
I heard him.
I'm about to get on though. I'm having to download an app to my phone. I'm gonna get on one way or the other in just a second.
Yeah, he's still working with it. Like I said, it might just be audio, but I'm sure that's okay. Might be
Well.
even the wrong name, but hey.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think when he tried to get on before, it was the wrong name. So I did not admit. So now if he wants to try,
Yeah, he's downloading an app on his phone and
Okay.
so this should be a couple of minutes.
Does he not have the same computer that Ella had?
no,
He
I've
does.
got hers. I mean, I have her laptop.
Yeah, so that was the one that where the camera, I mean, I had to get a camera to put on mine. We just got older stuff. We work for the city. But anyway,
What
we'll
you
make it
saying?
through it.
What you saying?
Nothing, not a thing.
Ed Morley's trying to get on.
I thought he wasn't going to be with us this morning.
No, he decided he wanted to be with us.
Changed his
Well,
plans.
when I responded to that message, I was responding to the 17th date, so
Aha. We still need to get your smiling face on here. There you are.
I'm not sure what happened there, but now it's working.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's Bill. And I think I see Jason.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, Holly, I got my second shot yesterday.
Well, how you feel?
I have a pain in my left hand and my arm hurts where I got the shot, but otherwise I feel good. Miss Liz is not feeling so well. She feels like she's got the flu this morning. So,
Oh, I am sorry. I am
Mm.
sorry.
yeah, but she's got me to take care of her.
Well, that is so true. But you know what, Ed, you look good, and I've heard it's better to look good than feel good.
Oh, well, can we quote you on that?
Certainly.
Oh, bye.
So we're still missing
Mr.
Don and
Germano
David.
and David, yes. I'm watching for him.
They got 1 minute.
There's a few more people clicking on, but I don't see David or Mr. Germano yet.
Or do I? And Mr. Boschert, I think, needs to get on here.
That would be good too.
So Ella's here and listening, I see.
Yeah. I believe that would be Jason.
See what? The link went up from Karen last week.
Well, he doesn't have.
Who doesn't?
Karen, Don Germano just called and said he doesn't have the link to log in. Could you send that to him again, please?
So,
And send it maybe to David again, just for the heck of it. Jason says he's here and listening, but no camera. Good morning, Bill.
Morning.
I know it's 10:01, but we're going to give David and Don an opportunity to log in here.
Yeah. I don't see Mr. Bochart either.
No,
Did we send him the link?
I think we did. Karen, do you know if we sent Mr. Bochart the link to this?
I don't have his personal email, so I didn't send it to email address. I don't know if he is part of is on our email list.
Yeah.
Because I don't have his personal email, so I didn't send it to him.
hmm.
Okie dokie.
But it went out to the whole city
Right,
that you have
It did.
email for.
It did,
it
yes.
did.
Hopefully that does include him.
I would say it did because
He's been on before.
he's been on before, and like I said, I don't have his email. He had to have found out some way before, so I would say he should have gotten it.
I keep admitting Jason. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, is he not on?
That was strange.
Let me
Hey,
go
are
check
you
on.
having trouble getting on?
Feedback from his cell phone.
Karen just sent you the link again on your email. Okay, well, we're waiting for you because we're still missing David Spears too. We'll wait till you get on. Okay. All right. Bye. Don just got the link and he's trying to click in.
Okay.
There's Mr. Jason.
I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone.
Uh-oh.
Probably
Got it.
want to turn off your computer maybe.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, turn Ella off. I think there you go.
That may have been the cause of the feedback, is that
Yeah.
I had it on the computer.
You're fine now, Jason.
Okay, good.
I'm still waiting for Don.
I was just going to try calling David Spears. Let's see.
Okay.
I've got his email, but I don't have, anybody got David's phone number?
I do, I believe.
Would you mind giving him a call?
You have it, Ed?
I'm looking.
I've got it here. Let me call him.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, Jason, it's nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you.
sort of.
Well, Jason, has Holly got you totally oriented now to the life here in Sky Valley?
I'm getting there, yes.
Good
got
answer,
no-
Jason.
No answer from David.
All right, well, thank you for trying.
I'm still waiting on Don. Did you try his cell phone, Bill, or was that his home phone you tried?
That was his cell.
Okay,
Somebody's
It's
trying
not.
to connect.
hey. You still haven't gotten the link from Karen? Well, it was sent out last week, I think, Don, from the city.
Mm.
We'll try to send it to you again. Okay,
The link was in the same email that had the minutes and the agenda.
yeah, the agenda and the minutes and the link were all put together, and that went out, I think, last week.
Yeah, it's on the 17th if you.
It was on the 17th, she said. If you want to look through your emails.
Well, Ed, did you get out and enjoy the sunshine and the golf course?
I'm looking for it in my email and I'll send it to you.
Holly, I just sent it to him.
Oh, you did,
1 o'clock.
Ed Morley
Set an
just sent
alarm
it
for
to
1
you,
o'clock.
Don, okay? All right, it should come in. All right, bye.
Hey Siri, set an alarm for 1 p.m.
Hello to Carla.
She's got an appointment at 1 p.m.
At 1 o'clock.
Sorry, that's funny. I was trying to set a timer anyway. Hi guys.
I still don't see him.
Don't see him.
Oh, well, it's been sent again too. He's gotten everything else, so. Apparently Don just called the house again and still doesn't have a link, but
I sent it to him too, and so did Ed, so
I
I
know.
sent it to D Germano at bellsouth.net.
that's his email. Waiting room. Let's see if it's him. That's him, he's here. I just admitted him. I see him coming up.
See his name.
Yep.
Okay,
He's there.
There
We
he
see
is.
you. Yay.
sorry about that. I never got it.
Did you get the minutes and the agenda?
I didn't see him. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have my email.
Yeah, I've got,
I get
let me pull it up.
other things from the city, so I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, I've got D How do you say it?
Germano.
Germano at bellself.net.
That should be right, yeah.
Okay, we will
Well,
make
we're
sure
sorry you
next
didn't get
time.
it. All right, and nobody's been able to reach David, so I guess we're gonna have to go ahead. We do have a quorum, so I will call this meeting to order. For those of you who did receive the minutes, did everybody have a chance to read them? And were there any corrections?
They look good to me.
Okay, can I hear a motion to have those minutes approved?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Holly, did you have, I don't have you on the agenda, but did you have any comments you would like to make?
No, I just appreciate again you all being on this committee, and I know that you all are going to be really busy this year, and your check is in the mail.
My check has been in the mail for a long time.
Yeah, mine too.
All right, our
Thank you.
primary order of business today is the request from John Boschert, I think I'm saying that correctly, to have his property de-annexed from the city. I'm sorry he's not here to make a presentation on his own. He did do so to the city council, and he sent it to us in writing, so everybody should have received that. The order of business here is typically that the petitioner make his own presentation. Then we ask for anybody who is in favor of that petition to speak. Is there anyone in the audience out there who is in favor of this particular petition?
They have to do by chat. They're all muted.
Yeah, and that would be fine. If they tell us by chat they would like to speak, we can unmute them. I'm apparently not hearing anything.
No,
All right.
there's nothing coming up.
All right, next order would be, is anybody out there in the audience opposed to said petition? Don, we'll get to you in a minute. Well, let's see about the residents out there, if anybody is opposed out there. And again, we're not hearing from anyone.
In the meeting.
I seen this last night on the lights when I come up, I told you. But we gotta work.
All right. I will now open it up to the commission. Don?
Do what?
I think it's PO.
I'm in a meeting.
I'm wondering, for one thing, what would be the advantage, if any, for the city to de-annex it? Is there any
question.
advantage to the city to de-annex it?
I'm aware of no advantage to the city. And, you know, part of our obligation here as planning and zoning is to make that determination. Is there an advantage to the city? Is there a detriment to the surrounding properties or the rest of the city? All these things have to be taken into consideration when we're
Well,
discussing.
I had some notes. I had some notes that I'd made just when I got the application or the letter, I guess, from Beauchart. But
Okay.
it looks like it was part of Sky Valley when Beauchart purchased it in 2014. It was part of a plat of Sky Valley subdivision and had already been annexed into the city at that time. He got it at a good price, 10 acres for about $1,000 an acre. I think that should be noted. It was purchased in July of 2014 and said it had been on the market. And he said it had been on the market since August of 2014. So he bought it with the intent of resale. When he purchased it, it was already on a paved county road, and it already took a minimum of these things, which he said, it already had taken a minimum of 10 minutes to get to Sky Valley Town Hall via Highway 241. and longer to get to Sky Valley property. These are things that he was pointing out, but this was already the case. I assume he knew that when he bought it, he had to get to Sky Valley streets would require a four-wheel drive at that time. And I assume he knew that the property received no city services for the taxes that were paid, taxes which were only $147 or so in 2021. So I knew he knew what he was buying and what he was getting into, I think. I think caveat emptor applies, buyer beware. The fact that similar adjoining properties have been de-annexed, I think, is immaterial in my mind, at least. The property having at some point been annexed into the city, I don't see any reason to de-annex it and remove it from the tax rolls of the city at this point, even though at the moment the amount of tax revenue is slight. And again, the only question that I had was whether or not there's any advantage to the city to de-annex, and I don't see any unless somebody points out some reason why it would be to advantage. So I would not be in favor of de-annexing it.
All right. Thank you. Bill, Ed?
One of the justifications, I think, that he said he was having trouble selling the property because of our ordinances related to trees. But I'm not aware of any requests from him to create a variance or suggestions to change the tree ordinance. So if that's his problem trying to sell that property, then he should, I would recommend he approach the city for some variances if needed. Even though the taxes right now are only $147, but sometime down the road, we'd want to control whatever gets built there, but we in turn would benefit with additional taxes if that should ever happen.
All right. I'm going to back up just a minute. We did have a chat there from Carla Stahl asking where this property is located. The property is at the extreme far end of Sky Valley, where Old Kelsey Mountain Road meets Crusher Run. It's where the city is attempting to hopefully create a rear entrance out of Sky Valley. There are several undeveloped properties out in that area. And ideally, we will get that road repaired and make those properties available to be developed. Hopefully that answers the question. Bill, do you have anything to share with us?
Before I say anything, I think Jim Curtis had a question on chat.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
His question is, has the petitioner granted the city the right of way for the proposed back entrance? And I think he has. Do you know for sure if our attorney Karen got an okay for his property?
I don't know, Holly. Doug has never reached out to we could get on the same page or with what
Okay.
I've received the replies and what he's received. So I'm not sure. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Our city attorney did send letters to all the property owners on this gravel road to get their okay. So we will check into that. But I think he said, yes, all of them had said, all the property owners had agreed.
Okay.
All right, Dan, to answer your question, I think you mentioned touched on it. The challenge is if that particular area is de-annexed, falls into the county, and I'm not so sure there's any real significant codes as to what gets built there. And my concern would be it's contiguous to other property in Sky Valley that those property owners may want to build. And I would be concerned, knowing that area down there, as we've seen it, that area, if those type of buildings kind of creep in that direction, we're going to have other challenges with other property that's owned currently in Sky Valley. And that kind of creeping of that development would not be a good thing for us.
Agreed.
Yeah, we all agree with that, I think.
Mr. Oliver, you look like you're in the witness protection program.
Yeah, I'm incognito in Florida right now.
All right. Yeah, I agree with everything Bill and Ed and Don have said. First off, I think it would be a horrible precedent to de-annex property from Sky Valley every time somebody doesn't like some of our ordinances. That would create a can of worms that we could never deal with. And I wholeheartedly agree that the conditions that exist immediately outside the Sky Valley city limits cannot be allowed to creep into the city. We would hear in very short order from the next person in line if we allowed this property to be de-annexed and the mess that exists outside the city starts occurring there. I can't see any benefit to allowing this to happen. Any other comments? Anybody?
One other comment, if we do in fact get to the point where the road is renovated leading there, and then there's an easement through that property to tie into Crusher Run, that itself, may make that property more saleable for Mr. Beauchart.
Agreed. And will be of benefit to everybody else out in that area.
Yep.
Dan, did we get any feedback from Darren Giles about how the county feels about that proposal?
Darren indicated, yes, we did meet with him. He indicated that the county probably doesn't care one way or the other, whether that's de-annexed or remains part of the city. He was very forthcoming in another respect, and that is that I think we're going to get quite a bit of help from the county in improving that road. Darren did commit while we were there to providing culverts from the county to replace the deteriorated culverts along that road. He also agreed to bring their heavy-duty grading equipment in there to improve that. So that in its own right is a big benefit to the city and to all the property owners along that area. Further conversations with the county are going to have to go beyond Darren, and we'll have to deal with the county commissioners as to whether or not anything else can be provided by the county. But I was optimistic after that meeting.
And I was too. I thought that was very good with Darren, and thought that he was very encouraging about what the possibilities might be that they would provide, as well as what the possibilities of the county commission, of course, which is up to the county commission.
Exactly.
For
I thought it was a
everybody,
very good-
yeah.
It was a good meeting.
For everybody else who's listening to the meeting, Darren is, we're referring to Darren, who is Darren Giles, who is the county manager for Rabun County.
Okay, anybody else? Hearing nothing, I will ask that somebody provide a motion as to how we want to handle this? Whether for or against de-annexation?
I make a motion to deny the annexation.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will not approve the de-annexation of that property. Thank you.
Well, I think is it not appropriate that what we're doing is making a recommendation to the council?
That's correct. That is correct. So,
Okay.
And
and
Dan, at our next council meeting, I will ask you to do a brief report about the two issues that you all have made recommendations for. First of all, possible selling of property that the city owns, and this de-annexation proposal.
fine, I will be happy to do that. I did receive a copy of an email that was sent to the city on another question. It's not a formal petition, but I thought I would address it. And this came from, is she still there? Yes, Carla Stahl, where she asks, in my opinion, some of the regulations we have are excessive. Specifically, one outbuilding that is somewhat understandable in the golf course area, as we don't want multiple sheds, I guess, impacting the golfer's view. But up in our area, they could be easily disguised so no one would see them. Carla, the problem with changing the ordinance so that it affects the golf course properties and not the rest is that the ordinance applies to single family residential zoning. And whether you're up on Ridgepole, Alex Mountain, or down on the golf course, all of the zoning is the same. We don't have a separate zoning designation for golf course properties versus higher up. Now, that being said, there is a procedure within the city code for applying for a variance. So if you've got a property where you think it's appropriate to have a second outbuilding, you can petition first the planning and zoning, and then it goes to the city commission. Where, if you can show that this additional outbuilding wouldn't impact the neighbors, wouldn't impact setbacks, etc., I see no reason why that couldn't be addressed by the council at the time on an individual property basis. Carla's asking to speak, and I see no reason. Karen, can your colleague? Okay.
I got her. She's unmuted.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for saying that. It's just having a discussion with another neighbor in the area. Those kinds of questions are not met with very good reception at City Hall. We have people there who are saying, well, you won't be granted a variance for that when they're not on the committee and they're not part of the commission. So that's one issue. And then, my particular issue with this whole scenario is that it does seem like, particularly on my road, which is unpaved, and that's how we like it. So I understand that may prohibit some city services, but it seems that we have to abide by all the rules, but we're not given the same care of our road by the city. Our culverts are backed up. I had a very serious situation back in the fall when we had a big storm with the rain. I guess it was one of the hurricanes. And we had water pouring down into our culvert, which was blocked. And then it washed over the road and down into my driveway, and had the previous owner not done some water mitigation, we would have had a flooded house. And so, as long as the city gives us the same maintenance and the same attention as they do the other roads and the other areas, then I'm okay with that. But no one explained to me, or no one knew, I guess, or maybe it's not the case, but if they're not doing that because we have an unpaved road, then it just feels unfair that we're being required to stick by those rules when we don't get the same treatment, it appears. So, and, we've had a situation in the past with the parks or the James and his crew who do a great job, but, they were throwing debris over the side of the road into lots that we own. And wood chips, I'm told, are okay, but not, a lot of sticks and things. This last couple of years has been very wet, but if there's another dry situation, then that could be a real issue. And, I addressed that with them at the time, and I was told they're not going to do it anymore, and yet they still are. So both on our Alex Mountain property and the Red Wolf property. So if you say, that there's a variance available, then that's fine. I mean, I don't have an immediate need. I know one of my neighbors does and was told that it wouldn't be approved, and now his house is for sale. And I don't really know why, other than he just got annoyed by the fact that he was told he couldn't even apply. He could apply, but it would not be approved. And I don't think that was that person's prerogative to say that. So, if I have an issue, I'm perfectly happy to go through the process, but I do want the city to make sure that they're giving us the same attention as they do other areas. Because we're paying the same taxes and we're required to abide by the same rules. It's one or the other. It's got to be both, not one or the other, I guess is what I'm saying.
Carla, I know the Public Works has a scheduled routine to clean out the ditches and so forth, and I will check with James to see where your roads are on the rotation and get back to you.
Okay, because I have not observed them doing that regularly at all. And there's quite a problem because there's lots of mud and debris, alongside our road, and the culvert is not big enough to absorb the sometimes runoff that we have. So, and if I checked with my insurance agent, and if I had damages, they would not be covered by my insurance, even though it's technically flood. It's not, there's I guess a loophole. It's not flood because it's not rising water, it's water that pours over. And we wouldn't be covered. And so our recourse would be then to, sue the city for damages, which I don't want to get into that. I just want them to take care of the road and keep it cleaned out. So we're just lucky that particular time we had someone working in the area with a backhoe who was able to clean it out and help take care of that. But
Carla, our new city manager, Jason Streetman, is online with us at this moment. And Jason,
Okay.
If you could check with James for Carla Stahl. You are on Red Wolf, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you will check into that, Jason, and get back to Carla, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay.
And as for what will be approved and what won't, you're absolutely correct. City Hall doesn't make that determination. That has to go through planning and zoning and then the city council.
Right.
And planning and zoning, makes a decision that you don't care for. There's an appeal process to the city council.
Well, right.
Yeah, I agree that, nobody at City Hall should be saying that won't be approved because they don't know that answer.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I don't know who that they had talked to. There is a variance application. It's $250 to apply for that because there is several steps that is involved, which is non-refundable if the variance is not granted. So I don't know who had told her, there was no need to apply, but we definitely have the applications, got a process to go through. But to my understanding, the way on the culverts, if it's a culvert that you put in for your driveway, it's a homeowner's responsibility to keep that clean. The
It's a
city,
culvert that runs along the opposite side of the road.
oh, okay, the one that goes actually underneath the road, not your driveway.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss?
No, sir.
I do.
Ed?
I think we talked about this a little bit in our last meeting, relative to some fencing that's in very poor condition and needs to be repaired or replaced. And I'm not sure we have anything in our ordinances right now that gives us any leverage, if you will, with the homeowners. But having said that, I'd like to just throw it out for discussion. But when we have deteriorating fencing, the city needs some type of, authority to force people to fix it.
I don't know, Ed, if that fits into the nuisance category, because that's kind of a general catch-all for things that need to be repaired. So more than likely, a good idea would to have Bob Powers, our code enforcement officer, part of these meetings, because he certainly could address that.
Okay. We had a chat there from, I think it was Debbie Dahlhaus, regarding the discussion we had last time about metal fencing. The answer to your question, Debbie, is no, we haven't discussed it any further. We never got a petition from that particular homeowner regarding fencing, so we just simply haven't addressed it. Okay, anybody else? All right, our next regularly scheduled meeting is set for Wednesday, March 17th. That's St. Patty's Day. Everybody be dressed accordingly. 10 a.m. All right. Can I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of this bright sunny day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
All right.
Dan, is that meeting at 10 o'clock?
Yes.